So the takeaway is you lost your dongle.
You left my dongle out.
Stimulation in medical speak usually means electrocution.
The specter of fear in the cockles of my heart.
I don't know. It's going to take a long time.
Well, what are you supposed to do when they try and get out?
Horrible people.
I want to see what's happening.
There's quite often a dead body.
Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. We are an actual play tabletop RPG podcast currently using our own rules light version of Call of Cthulhu. This will be a slightly different intro this week because this is our 100th episode. As far as I know, we don't have a big celebration to honor this milestone, but I do want to take a minute to thank each and every one of you who is listening to this show. We super appreciate you. We love you. And also, I want to thank my amazing friends who show up and do this show every week, because obviously without them, it would not happen. You guys are amazing, and I am honored to be a part of this group and the work that we do. I'm super proud of it. So thank you to Emily, to Rick, Wayne, Scott, who is not here tonight, Chris, if you're listening, and of course, to the dude who created this world that we're playing in and is such an amazing keeper for us every week. Thank you, Michael. It's been amazing. I can't wait for the next 100. And with that, the show is yours.
Thanks, Art. Yes, it has been wonderful, and y'all are amazing. The world we built. And that world we built is a horror tabletop role-playing game set in the Call of Cthulhu universe with horror and other unsettling imagery. We feature mature themes played by immature people. So not safe for Scott is your signal the following information will be graphic. If you're concerned, skip ahead, but stick with us. And on that note, if you're buying dark chocolate because fuck the heavy metal, it's on sale, you're probably in the right place. And with that, nice. I'll hand it over to Emily for last episode's recap.
All right. In the Garden of Arts, Lancelot led Colette to a wild grove in the back of the garden. In their conversation, she discovered that Lancelot had never left New Bloodstone, and admitting this drove him into a strange fit. Back in town, Sam took Amos to dinner at Body Bill's and happened to see Pete the poet heading upstairs. Curious, Sam questioned the waiter about Pete. Buddy and Johnny continued their debrief in the square, discussing Eddie's old partner's disappearance, as well as the strange behavior of the New Bloodstone natives. As they considered a trip to Old Bloodstone to investigate, a man stumbled into the square, vomiting uncontrollably.
Go.
All right, that button hitting was exciting.
Yeah, it was. I hit it twice.
All right, as a slight gift in honor of our 100th episode, if any of you manages to roll a 100 tonight, you may count it as a 1.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's a big gift, right. I know.
I don't know, it's tough math, but I think that doubles our chance.
But does that also mean if we roll a 1, it's 100?
No. So there's any hundreds are good tonight.
Okay.
And we're gonna start this episode slightly different in terms of normally we kind of jump back right into your situations. But as the sun is setting in New Bloodstone, an event is occurring. And wherever your characters are, so Buddy, probably from your standpoint, you would be the first to see it. Sam, you and Amos are at the dinner table. And let's see, Colette and Lancelot are off in the gardens, correct? Okay. Mm-hmm. So you three characters would be able to hear it. Buddy, you'll certainly hear it and see it. But a wagon, but not covered, comes crossing into town through the main square. And it seems to be a bed of sparklers going off. And the driver is riding the wagon into the center of town, and to his side, the people riding shotgun are firing their shotguns in the air as people walking alongside the wagon are firing their 6-shooters into the air. So those of you out on kind of not in the visibility would hear all of this gunfire going off in the center of town. And Buddy, you would see what appears to be a tremendous cake. We're talking like a 6-foot tall tiered cake on the back of this wagon, and lots of shouting, and people at this point, Sam, are pouring out of Body Bills into the street because there's loud hooping and hollering in the street, and it's aglow with these sparkles coming off the tiers of this cake.
Wow. It's funny. As you were saying that there was a wagon pulling in with sparklers going off, my first thought was, gee, I hope there's no flour on that thing. It might explode. Turns out there is. It's just in a different form.
That's a really, really great callback.
Thank you. Thank you. Still one of my favorite ridiculous Rick things. So this is clearly a festive event.
Yes.
These, because my first thought is, okay, are they shooting aggressively to try and intimidate people, or is it a celebratory thing? So it's clearly a celebratory thing. Does the cake look like someone's going to jump out of it?
Make a spot hidden.
Okay. Oh boy.
Actually, you know what? You don't even have to make a spot hidden
Okay.
on this. There's already as you start walking towards this, and we'll acknowledge the fact that Johnny is helping Jimmy off to the side. Johnny's quite concerned, right? Because Jimmy's just showed up vomiting in the middle of the street. But this would be a pretty intriguing sight for you, buddy.
Oh yeah.
And as you walk towards it, there already appear to be tables set up with stacks of plates, and they look like they're going to serve this cake to everybody who's in New Bloodstone.
Okay. I would like to pause for just a second. It certainly Buddy would take a few steps forward, super intrigued by this thing, ADHD, completely distracted from the end of last episode. That is like the furthest thing from his mind right now. But there is a little hesitation as I step forward that I'm concerned about the entire situation here. Like, something just seems weird, and something that everyone is doing would make Buddy nervous. So did we establish that I can communicate with the book telepathically? I don't have to actually open it up and talk.
Right. Yes, you're talking with the book. Whether the book's talking to you or you're imagining talking to it, right? We haven't, but
yep.
Yes.
So I'm going to pause and just stand in the street and say to the book, "Is this safe? Can I eat this cake, or is there something weird in it that's gonna make me like these people?"
And make a POW roll.
Okay. I don't know whether I should use which new set of dice I should use. I have 2 and I don't know which one. I'm going to go with the ones you gave me. Holy fuck. Yep, that was a good call. That's a 3.
Whoa. All right. What are the other parties doing as they hear these gunshots? And we'll get back to your 3 in a second, buddy.
Excellent.
I've
Want to go to the garden?
Yeah, sure. Since Rick's speechless over there.
Oh, Miss Colette, there's a gunfire and something raucous going on. I believe we should avoid that at all costs. It's no doubt going over to the other side of town with Body Bills and such. I would avoid that. It's not safe.
I want to see what's happening. You need to come and meet my friend Sam.
Oh, your friend. You have a friend named Sam?
Yeah. Side note: Colette is thinking, about seeing Lloyd, and we both saw the weird actions in the store, and now Lancelot has proven that he may be something. Okay, sorry. Sam's just giving me looks. It makes perfect sense.
Sam's giving you looks because we all heard the implied quotes around the word friend.
Oh.
He was excited you said friend.
Okay. Lancelot, would you be willing to come across town? I think it would be very important for you to come along and meet.
Do you think those things, those sounds are dangerous? And we just should stay here in the safety of the garden.
Well, you've lived here your whole life. How much danger have you encountered here in New Bloodstone?
Oh, there's shootings all the time on the other side of town. The people with the guns and body bills. There's quite often a dead body being pulled out of it in the dark of the evening.
Emily's processing. At this point, I don't know that the gunfight happened or that it was not a real gunfight. I don't know any of that, right? Because Colette was not there.
Let's see. For the gunfight, I believe Colette was. I believe y'all were all around for the gunfight. Could be wrong.
Okay. Anyone else? Were we all around for the gunfight?
I don't remember where you were. Where was the first place you went when you got here?
I know I was, and I believe
then
Mr. Dangerfield was, but I think you
Mr.
were
Dangerfield?
You were.
Oh yeah, because you went to the store first.
I did.
Yeah, and that was right before y'all went to the store.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
It is very helpful in this moment that I know that the shooting was fake.
Yeah.
Okay. Lancelot, the shooting isn't real.
And probably from where you are, you can hear these kind of joyous hoops and hollers. It doesn't sound threatening. It would sound celebratory, even at the distance that you're at.
Listen, we're missing a party. Come. You must come. You have to come.
Miss Colette, you said
With
it's not
me.
You're not real. What's not real about it? There's shooting and death nearly every night.
Can we talk while we walk?
I'll go with you. I think I could trust you.
I think you can trust me.
I will go with you.
Okay.
Let us walk towards this sound. I'm on edge, though, I think. I think I'm on edge.
Listen to the people laughing.
Isn't that screaming?
It sounds like laughing to me.
Oh, I've heard strange things in this town. There's laughing, and the next thing you know, there's a dead body. It's one and the same for quite a few of these horrible people.
Have you ever been to the theater?
The theater, I went over there once, and there was an altercation. It was quite disturbing. I didn't enjoy it. And to get there, you have to go through some parts of the town that are not quite comfortable.
Do you feel comfortable right now?
Do I feel comfortable? Do I feel comfortable? Yes.
Make a roll on that. Can you make a?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do a check on that.
Okay.
Lancelot.
You got it. Let's see if we roll that 100.
Yeah, 99 would be a little better.
16.
Okay.
So for some reason, who knows why, Lancelot is feeling incredibly comfortable and safe and secure with Miss Colette. Your demeanor has instilled a sense of adventure to go to this side of town with all this, but he also trusts you that you're saying this stuff. So he seems to relax. His shoulders go a little bit looser, and his body tenses, and he was wringing his hands for a second, and he stops doing that. And he looks the way where the sounds are coming from, and then looks at you and says, "Yes, Miss Colette, let's go that way and see what these things are that are happening." Oh, it's quite exciting now.
I'm glad to hear that. I need to ask you though, what happened to you by the pond? There was a moment where you seemed to be stiff and I think you crushed a stone.
Oh, I did that. I was making soil. It was a moment I had looking at all the weeds and the wildness and feeling something inside that was so wonderful and growing. It made me feel different. And I don't remember a few moments. Just a few moments I don't remember.
You don't remember. That's okay. That's a great place to cut.
And then we'll cut to a half-eaten hamburger and Amos looking up at Sam with ketchup on the corners of his mouth. And he's got a little solid food in him. And he looks up at you with big eyes as the gunfire in the street starts to go off. And he's like, Dad, do you hear that? There's something going on out there. We got to go see what it is. Come on, Dad. Come on, take me out there.
Well, you just pick right up there, Amos. You were in a bit of a daze before that burger.
I love pickles, but right now I don't want a pickle. I want to go out in the street.
And I'll actually pick him up and I'll put him on my shoulders and we'll head on out.
Isn't he like 12?
Do I keep not getting the age? No, I guess that would be too old for that. Yeah, so I'll just say, let's head on.
He's like 10. I think he's 10. I think that's what we settled on. He's like 10, but
I feel like you've done the shoulders thing a few times. It's a little weird.
Yeah, Dad, I can walk just fine.
Yeah, that's I always like carrying you, son. All right. Well, I guess those days are behind us. Let's head on out and hear what the commotion's about.
And as you walk out into the street, right, you see kind of the similar scene that I've described to Buddy. Buddy would be coming more from the horse end of this drawn carriage, whereas you and Amos would be walking out and seeing this like from the side, which is this like fully ablaze cake, and standing aside of it is a man in a top hat, and you can see his face kind of in this orangey green sulfuric glow as the sparklers are going off, and as the gunfire goes down and smokes all in the air, right, both from the sparklers coming off the cake as well as like the recently fired guns. And he's standing up there and he says, "Woo, doggy, has it been a time?" He goes, "I want y'all all to gather with me this evening and celebrate the 100th week of the opening of New Bloodstone. I want to thank all of you for sharing this with me. It's been a tremendous experience, and I want y'all to stay as long as you want, because there is more to this and more to find in the adventure inside of you. And I want to extend my personal welcome to join me and sharing in this 100th celebration cake."
Well, damn. I keep it just. I don't want to detract from this one moment. I just had a question. Before I left, I would have looked to see if I saw Pete the Poet's door open or anybody come out after the commotion started before we left Body Bills.
Yeah, make a spot hidden on that.
Okay, little spot, little. Nope, that's a 86.
Okay, so you didn't see nothing.
Didn't see nothing except for this.
It's probably why you were trying to get Amos on your shoulders. And then realizing he's maybe too old for this, and it kind of got awkward, and you lost your attention span.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. Okay. So I'd come out and I'd go up to this gentleman with Amos, and I'd say, "Amos, get your I don't know who this is, but make sure you got your pistols drawn ready for maybe a quick draw to celebrate."
And Amos whips out his pistol and points it right at the man. And from the distance that y'all are, he's very gregarious, like big personality, but definitely like this kind of glow from the sparklers of the cake would cast him in a light that would appear ominous, though it's no reflection of the NPC whatsoever here, just the aesthetic of the moment.
Sure, the green-red hues bouncing off of him. Just
of course.
Yeah. So I'd go on up to him and I'd give him sort of a handout, and I'd say, "Sir, is this your establishment?"
Whoa there, little guy! You got your guns drawn on me. You got me. How about I trade you some cake and you lower your weapons?
I look over at Amos and say, "That sounds like a mighty fine deal. Don't you think we would have gotten ourselves a little bit of a reward?"
And Amos pockets his pistols with a big smile, and he says, "Extra icing, sir."
Oh,
More sugar for Amos.
Better listen to him, sir. Boy loves his sugar. Speaking of which, have you seen...
And he's personally slicing a piece of cake onto a plate and passing it to Amos.
And I'll ask him, what's your name, sir?
And he says, "Why, sir, I am Ray Lohman. It is a pleasure to meet you. And your name is, sir?"
"Oh, my, the one and only Sam Wagoneer."
"Oh, I have heard a lot about you, Sam Wagoneer. Welcome to New Bloodstone."
Have you now? Who'd you hear something about Sam from?
Oh, and he just winks at you and he goes, "I hear about everybody."
And I give him a little wink back and I say, "This is my little Amos."
And he says, "Woo, you got a good bodyguard there."
Yeah, it just loves stuffing cake right into his little pie hole. Yeah, it's great. And I asked him, "Have you seen or heard about my wife Cheryl? Been looking for her during these festivities."
"Oh, I haven't. Have you checked in at the front desk of Body Bills, aka the bar?"
I did. They said they haven't seen her. And with these festivities, I just thought maybe you were coming down the thoroughfare there. Maybe you would have seen her. And I'll sort of describe what she was wearing.
And I haven't, sir. And buddy, just to kind of cue you in, you're probably you'll get a response to your question in just a second.
Sure.
But you'll get it as you're watching Amos certainly shovel the cake in. And Sam having this conversation, and he's
Is Cheryl inside the cake?
Baked into the cake.
That's right. The cake.
Not about to jump out of it.
Cheryl is the cake. Soylent Green, baby. No, that's too many movie references in one episode. All right, and he says, "I'm sorry, sir." He goes, "I will. I'll send Randy over, and maybe he can help you. He helps guest relations if there's any kind of a pickle."
Well, I might appreciate that there, Mr. Lohman. And where is your homestead? Are you here in the park yourself?
Not right in the park, but over yonder, right on the southeast edge there, you have our maintenance facility, and then my house is off behind that.
Well, let me just say, maybe tomorrow sometime I can come by and pick your brain. I don't see too many cattle up here, but maybe you'd love a little exhibit. I'm a cattle rancher myself, and I'm thinking of maybe making this place maybe a second home. Maybe we
the old entrepreneurial spirit. I certainly respect that. I would love to talk to you some more, but the homestead might not be the right place. Maybe we'll take a walk in the gardens or head over to the gun range. Nothing like shooting a few discs while you talk about future business plans.
I think I'd say that, or I heard the prospecting around here is might have fun, and but a rare opportunity as you're getting it set up. Maybe that's something we can check out together.
I love that thinking. I will find you tomorrow, Mr. Wagoneer. I don't forget a name.
Perfect. I'll give him a slap on the back, a little forceful, and a good handshake. And
well, you're on the ground, and he's like up on a wagon. So unless you threw some go-go gadget arms,
got it. Yeah. Well, funny enough, Sam, that's how he keeps Cheryl. So he'll give the guy a handshake from where he's at and make his way onward.
Have you kept Cheryl?
With a capeful Amos.
Seems like your arms might have failed.
He meant Rachel.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah. One of them's always around.
So, buddy, as you're taking in this scene, and there's other people cutting the cake, and everybody's kind of taking it, getting their slices, and there's lots of they're handing out more sparklers, and people are waving them. So it's a really festive glow, and the sun continues to set more and more, and the voice answers back to you. Why, buddy, tell me your concern.
Well, all these people are they're acting kind of weird, and I'm worried about eating and drinking stuff that they're giving to everybody, because maybe that's how they're controlling people. Because people are really weird here. Like there's something wrong with them, and I think they all might be in on whatever's happening, like together.
Well, it sounds like your gut is telling you what you need to know, buddy. The cake will help you see the other side, but the other side always comes at a cost.
Oh, but will it help me see the other side or be the other side? Because I don't want to be the other side. I want to know what's going on, but I don't want to be like them. That lady in the bookshop was scary.
Oh, that lady in the bookshop is very old, buddy.
Oh, she wasn't that old. How old?
She's very old, buddy.
Oh, but how can that be? She looked. I assume she looked like middle-aged. Okay.
Yeah, like probably late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. She didn't look any older than. I mean, she looked younger than my mom. Is she older than she looks?
That lady, buddy, is over 90 years old, and she eats the cake.
Oh, I'm definitely. Oh, but no, I don't want to eat that cake. Oh, Amos shouldn't be eating that cake either. And I'll go. By this time, do you think that is the conversation between Sam and Ray over?
Yeah, I would think so, because you're right. They're coming out, and you're having this conversation with the book, and
okay,
taking in more of the sights. So
okay, so I'll go over to Sam, and so as you're walking away from Ray, and I'll kind of grab your arm and say, Mr. Wagoneer, can I talk to you for a minute?
Well, of course. How are you doing there, buddy?
What?
I haven't seen you in a bit.
So and I'm like kind of leaning in because I don't want anybody to hear. And I say, Mr. Wagoneer, don't eat the cake. I wouldn't let Amos eat the cake either.
And I slap it out of Amos's hand.
Oh my god! I didn't mean that.
And I just go, the cake's poisoned.
Oh.
Really?
and this is causing a scene right in the street. I want more cake.
No, you can't have more cake. I can't do that. You can't have more cake. I don't know what voice this is. Oh god! Ooh, I got a case of the giggle fence. No, you can't have more cake. That cake I hear is befouled. Buddy, what's wrong with this cake?
Well, I don't know, but they're all eating it, and these people are like, there's something weird going on here, and I think it might be in something that they eat.
And I grab by the shoulders. I go, is the cake contaminated?
I don't know.
And I start going around hitting cake out of people's hands.
Oh my god! What have I done?
I go, the cake's contaminated. This is poison. Don't eat the cake. And I at this point, if no one's stopping me, I will jump into the cake itself to try and like knock it over.
Okay, so the cake is on a wagon.
Got it.
Next to Mr. Loman. So you're
Perfect.
gonna have to you're making a scene in the street as you're going up to him. I would say make a dex roll, and I'll counter it, and we'll see where we end up here.
We'll see what happens.
Wow, I did not expect that.
Which
Art,
part?
this is on you.
It is on me, and I feel terrible about it.
A regular success.
Okay, so as you're wildly screaming about the cake, a very able-bodied man comes up behind you and firmly grabs your arm and says, "Sir, I'm sorry that you're not enjoying the celebration, but maybe we should talk about this over here before you cause a larger ruckus than we're able to accommodate."
Oh, I said, I'm sorry, sir. And at this point, I've sort of relaxed. Does he let go of my arm?
He does. He doesn't let go. You're about to throat punch him, I'm sure. He doesn't he doesn't let go, but he does relax a little bit under your arm and says, "Now that's being reasonable, sir. If we can just step over to the side."
Yeah, I'll step over to the side with him. So, what's your name, sir?
And he says, "I'm Randy Fritzman. Mr. Lohman said that not only are you concerned about your wife, but now you're kind of upsetting the celebration that, to be frank, Mr. Lohman's been quite excited about for some time. I'm just wondering if we can maybe discuss both of these things. Maybe one of them is feeding the other."
Feeding is right. I just got the sense that something was untoward about this cake. It's making people either funny or act different, or there's something just abnormal about it. And I don't know. Am I off base there, Randy?
Okay.
I'll give him sort of the lean in look with the shifty eyes.
Okay, shifty eyes. We'll cut over because I want to get back to Lancelot and Colette, but was there anything Buddy wanted to do as Sam's obviously made a massive disturbance, and then Randy has pulled him off to the side. And Amos, what's that?
He's just sitting down eating some cake.
I was about to say, Amos has snuck back over and got himself another slice.
Okay, so he would go to and grab Amos and say, "Amos, come with me," and here, and he'll take the piece of cake and just like set it down somewhere and get Amos out of the way.
Slap it out of his hands in the middle of the street.
No, I would, but he would not do that. No.
Oh,
Nope.
Interesting. That's a different take on parenting.
It's two different ways to do it.
Okay.
I don't know, Sam. You lost your chance for a throat punch and then setting a fire.
Oh, trust me, I've got other machinations going. Randy won't know what hit him.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
So, Buddy, you get some like icing covered hands, kind of grabbing your coat, or as he follows you through the crowd.
Okay.
Wherever you're headed.
Somewhere where we can see Sam, but we're kind of away from the large group of people and the cake.
Probably right on the front porch of Body Bill's. You'd be about
Perfect.
50 feet away, and you'd be able to overlook everything. You can get him seated over there.
Perfect.
And then we'll cut back to Colette and Lancelot, and y'all can, if y'all are walking towards town, we can talk about what y'all see about what just took place.
Yeah.
So
What did we see?
Probably about the time I imagine y'all are walking up, you're going to see this scuffle or what would Sam call it, a skirkuffle take place with cake being slapped around and maybe some gasping and some people being upset, and then you'll see the two men towards the back of the wagon talking, and people starting to kind of recongregate, maybe a little bit of like excited whispers. But Mr. Lohman standing on the wagon, and he's saying, "It's okay." So this is what you'd hear as you'd walk up. "It's okay, everyone. It's okay. Just a little misunderstanding, some excitement to get to the cake, but I promise there's enough cake for everyone. We will get everybody served. Don't you worry."
And so Lancelot would say to Miss Colette, she says, "You see, every time this this town has something happen. There's fisticuffs or violence happening over there. Did you see that scuffle? And all the cake is destroyed on one side of it, and I see some large folks in there. But Mr. Lohman, he can handle the situation.
He seems to be. Everything's calmed right down. Maybe you should have some cake.
Oh. Cake. I generally only eat fruit from the garden. It's healthy.
Well, that's fair. You don't have to eat the cake, but it seems like everybody here is celebrating something. If there's anyone around us, I would turn and say, "What's going on?"
Oh, they're celebrating some sort of thing with 100 in it, and I don't know what that means. It's 100 days, but
and this lady next to y'all chime in, and she says, "It's 100 weeks. It's 100 weeks here that the park's been open. Mr. Lohman himself said he's celebrating with this. Isn't that the biggest cake you've ever seen in your whole life?"
So Lancelot will get a little perturbed for a second. I guess he can get perturbed, and he goes, 100 weeks? That's impossible. I grew up in this town. It's been here for ages. 100 weeks doesn't make sense. That's not even 2 years. Oh, that's preposterous. Miss Colette, that's preposterous what they're celebrating.
We should definitely talk to my friends. We can probably figure this out for you.
Figure this out?
Obviously, there's a discrepancy here.
Discrepancy? Such as? 100 weeks is not correct. It's not correct.
I think you have to make another roll on that 100 weeks there, Lancelot.
Oh, what am I rolling off of?
Your sand stat.
No.
Okay. So just take 3 points off of there as you try to kind of cycle through what this means.
Yep.
As this is happening, I'm just glancing around. I don't know if I recognize the figures, if I see Sam, if I see Buddy.
So you would see Sam off. Make a spot hidden.
Okay. It's best when I throw my dice away. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So the clear view of what's happening. The horses start to kind of paw at the ground as as dancers start flipping through the streets carrying torches, right? And so they've kind of got all this display of fire going on, and they're juggling it back and forth, and so it adds a whole new element of light to the street. You see Sam very much engaged with a towering figure, like 6'5", very well built, and
Randy's 6'5".
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay.
He is a big boy, and then off across the distance, you would see, kind of in this flickering orange light, Buddy sitting next to Amos or working with Amos, and it kind of sticks out because Amos is one of the few kids there, and you can tell that that Buddy's just actively engaged with him, so it kind of sticks out.
And I would have realized that Sam was in the altercation. That Sam was the altercation.
I mean, you've known Sam long enough, right? If there's an altercation and there's Sam, with that spot hidden, I think that just pretty much goes hand in hand.
So then Lancelot, my friend, is actually right there, and I'm sure he can explain to you that the altercation was nothing to worry about.
Oh, Miss Colette, if it's a friend of yours, I will endeavor to meet him. Yes.
And I will kind of haltingly, slowly, I want to drag you, but I'm going in slowly to see how you react to my making physical contact with your arm.
With Lancelot?
Yeah.
Okay. He actually will pull his arm up a little bit and hold your hand.
Oh, wonderful. Let's go. And I'll head across
And he looks over and he smiles and he says, Oh, this is nice walking this way. Thank you.
Colette won't really respond because It's an odd comment, but she'll give him a look.
Mm-hmm.
And
you should try to go on his shoulders. It's fun that way.
No, thank you.
Actually, does Lancelot, if she makes a quirky face, he'll make another comment then. If she didn't understand, he'll goes, no, he'll go, walking this way is civilized, isn't it?
And then we'll cut from there. Either Buddy or Sam, who wants to pick up from here.
Oh, I gotta hear Sam. I'm dying to know what happens in this thing.
Oh no, I'm not.
So if you want to go to Buddy real quick, but Buddy's is going to be quick.
Why don't you do Buddy's first? Yeah, that sounds good.
Buddy is going to be sort of scanning the crowd.
Okay.
And looking for a couple things. He's looking for Sam's wife because he's got this kid that he's now responsible for, and he's kind of would like to not be responsible for this kid. And he's also looking to see if there are any other kids that maybe Amos could play with.
Okay. And as you're scanning, he tugs on your coat and he says, Mister, I think I ate too much cake. I need to go up to our room. I don't feel so good.
Okay. But I don't have. Do you have a key to your room?
Yeah. I think they left it unlocked.
Okay. What doesn't feel good, Amos?
I had a lot of sugar.
Okay.
My dad told me that if I ate too much sugar, my stomach was gonna hurt. My stomach hurts.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We should go tell your dad so that he knows where you are. And then I can take you up to your room. Is that okay?
I'm just gonna go up. You can tell my dad. And he feels, it seems really you've seen him. He ate a bunch of cake.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. I'll go with you. I don't want you to go alone. So I'll go with him. Follow him up to the room, make sure that he's in there and he's safe and there's nobody else in there, and see if maybe Sam's.
He just crawls right into a bed.
Okay.
There's like a set of bunk beds and then a big bed, and he just crawls right into the bottom bunk.
Okay.
Like clothes and all. And
okay.
Closes his eyes.
Okay. So I'm gonna look around and see if Sam's wife is there.
It's empty.
It's empty. Okay. Then I'll leave. Make sure the door's locked. And head back down.
Okay. As you scan the crowd, though, roll a spot hidden.
Okay.
I never really answered your first prompt.
Oh, I do like these dice. That's a success. I think it's a hard success. Okay. Hard success.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking around. It looks like almost everybody that you've seen since you got here, and a few people, obviously, that you haven't seen are out in the street. It's a big crowd, but not overwhelming. And you don't see Cheryl anywhere. And it's kind of at this point that it dawns on you for the first time, oh, there's really no kids here.
Are the people who I've seen working in places also eating cake?
Yeah, everybody's kind of joining in the festivities.
Okay. Along with people that I recognize from the train ride in, so that I know that they're visitors.
Yeah. Yep,
okay.
Yep.
Interesting. All right. Then I think Buddy would sit back down right where he was, sitting with Amos, and probably get out the book.
Of course he would.
And, sort of start going through the book, maybe drawing something in it, seeing if anything is drawn there that's different. Just kind of, sitting and trying to figure stuff out with the book.
Good. Perfect. And then we'll cut over from there to Sam and Randy.
Sam and Randy. So what's Randy doing right now? He's standing there. He's holding me. We're just standing one another like two little 11s.
And he says, I just want to have a nice, friendly chat with you about everything okay with you, sir. Is there anything I can do to help you?
Well, I could use some help or advice. I'm trying to see where my wife might have wandered off to over the course of the day, and I'm just sort of perturbed. Everything just seems almost too perfect. It's raising a specter of fear in the cockles of my heart. and watching your proprietor here cake cuckold everybody is just a sight to behold. Is he eating cake himself, or is he just watching us eat cake?
I believe Mr. Lohman is partaking, and he quite enjoys a good festival and a party. He's always looking for a reason to throw one. But, sir, I'm sure your wife is fine. It's possible there was a wagon train campout that left here about an hour ago. It's possible she went on that campout. It's quite the deal.
Campout. So they you go out and you spend the night out there? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it departs from the northwest the town near the well, we call it the Coffin Maker's Shop, but Mr. Lohman's deciding if we need a change of name because it doesn't cast the right flavor, but maybe not the right attitude for an adventure.
Yeah, I see. All right, Randy. Well, I appreciate it. I hear maybe me and Mr. Lohman will have a chance to converse tomorrow, which I appreciate. So maybe we can do that.
No more cake destruction for you tonight, then.
No more cake destruction. I appreciate it, though, Randy.
Okay, and you need anything else before I walk away here? Are you all set?
I think I'm good. I'm good, Randy. Yeah. How about yourself? Do you need anything, Randy?
And he looks at you kind of with a keen eye, and he pats you on the back, and he said, You go have a good time there, Sam Wagoneer. You celebrate well tonight.
So I'll start to walk away from him, and after walk kind of towards. I'm trying to imagine what this would be, back towards maybe the road and maybe where the Body Bills is or what have you, just sort of away. And I'll just sort of like turn and tip my hat if he's looking.
Oh, he's looking. He tips it right back to you. Yep.
All right, and I'll pop on into Body Bills.
Okay.
And I'll wait for a minute or two.
You would have walked right past Buddy, who's sitting outside.
Oh, you came back out, Buddy. Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
You're
he's
at your book.
sitting on a bench reading a book. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd go up to you, Buddy, and I'd sort of like put my hand on the post nearby you, and I'd just sort of start talking. I go, so, Buddy, I'm sorry I lost my cool there for a minute. You said something about things being poisoned?
No, I actually didn't say anything about poisoning. I just think that there's something not right with it. Because it's really weird that all these people are acting so weird, and then they want everybody to eat the same thing. That doesn't seem right to me.
Do you think the foods?
I don't know. I think it might be controlling them or something. Like, have you noticed how weird people get here? Have you had any weird interactions with the people here?
Yeah, and actually, look, is Lloyd there?
Yeah, Lloyd's there. Everybody from town is like literally everybody that y'all have met, like I said, as well as people that y'all haven't seen before.
And I'd call Lloyd over.
Okay. And hello, friends.
Oh, it's my best friend, Lloyd. Oh, all right, go ahead.
And from there, we'll cut as we kind of draw back the camera as this big kind of fire-lit festival and cake eating and socializing is going on in the center of town.
All right, that is going to do it for this, the 100th episode of Under the Library. Until next time, you can find us at underthelibrary.com. So, again, a big thank you to everyone who has listened to this point and to everyone who I have worked with to make this thing happen. I really appreciate all of you. So for me, for Michael, for Emily, for Rick, for Wayne, for the absent Scott, thanks so much for joining us, and we will see you next time under the library.
Well, you just pick right up there.
Listen to the people laughing.
Isn't that screaming? I've heard strange things in this town. There's laughing, and the next thing you know, there's a dead body.
There is more to this and more to find in the adventure inside of you.
Feeling something inside that was so wonderful and growing. It made me feel different.
It seems like everybody here is celebrating something.
Is he eating cake himself, or is he just watching us eat cake?
Maybe you should have some cake.
I want more cake!
You don't have to eat the cake.
Okay, little spot, little